key to understanding this kind of odd parable is to understand what a talent was. A talent was a measure of silver. It was a big bar of silver, about 90 pounds of silver. And it was a common weight, it was a common unit of value in the days of Jesus. There have been all kinds of estimations made about what that was worth, but we do know that that talent, that bar of silver that weighed 90 pounds, was worth 30,000 denarii. And denarii was the common daily wage. So you can say that bar of silver was worth 30,000 days' wages. Right? 5 of them were worth 30,000. So you're talking about, in today's language, if you say, people who are working professional jobs are better at minimum if they're making $100 a day. You're talking about an investment that this Lord made in these 3 different servants, these 3 different slaves, that make a huge amount of money. 5 talents in our equivalent money today would be about $3 million. And 2 talents would be about $1.5 million. And 1 talent would be about $750,000. So this scene that Jesus is drawing here is kind of like a CEO scene. The CEO is going out of town. He gathers in 3 of his best managers. And to one he gives $3 million. And to one he gives $1.5 million. And to another he gives $750,000 to say, I'll see you when I get back. Well, that's quite a story, isn't it? And remember that Jesus is talking to basically poor people. So there's a little bit of humor in this story, too. Oh, yeah, well, the last time I was given the $3 million, this is what I did. Jesus is saying, think about this incredible investment that this king, this hugely rich person, makes in these 3 servants. Then the king, the CEO, goes away. We don't know why he went away. He may have been ill. He may have needed to go have some medical attention. He may have needed to go to a foreign country. We don't know why he left, but he left for a significant period of time. He comes back and he calls in his 3 assistants. The first one says, while you were gone, I doubled what you entrusted me. It was a fine work, wasn't it? He must have started another company. He doubled $3 million. The second one comes in and he says, look, you gave me 2, I've got 2 more. He must have been quite a fine manager as well, came up with some new product. When I was working with Stop Hunger Now, one of the things that we did was ship a lot of bottled water to places where there were disasters. Because the first thing that you need when there's a disaster, especially in a third world country, is clean water to drink. And these 2 guys up in New York State owned a bottled water company up there. They would give us all the bottled water we wanted. And I thought to myself, I wish I had been the guy who invented the idea of bottled water. What was that? I mean, they had made more money than they could carry to the bank by filling up a bottle with water that comes out of your tap. So these were smart people. These were intelligent folks. The third one comes forward and he says, you gave me this huge amount of money, and I was scared to death I was going to lose it. So I buried it in the ground, which was the common thing to do in that day if you wanted to protect something. It was even a Jewish law that said that someone entrusted something to you and you buried it in the ground, and then it was stolen or whatever, it wasn't your responsibility anymore. You've done the good thing. It's kind of like putting it in the bank. But the CEO, the king, is not happy with this at all. He says, take the talent from the one who had one and give it to now the one that has 10. Toss the other guy out. Because those who have will be given and given in abundance. Those who have nothing, even that will be taken away. Tough. That's the way the world works, isn't it? Tough world out there. 3 points to this message. Point number 1, God invests in us. And He doesn't just invest a little bit, He invests a huge amount. A talent, 2 talents, 5 talents. God invests in us in an incredible way. What talent do you have? We use that word now to talk about things that we're able to do. Some of the talents with our musicians, a lot of talent. Some of the talents with our leaders in the community, a lot of talent to bring people together. Talent of being a good mother, taking care of kids. Talent of being a good manager. Talent of being a good preacher. God invests in us in a huge way, not just a little bit. Second point of this story is it's a sin to waste your talent. If you take that talent, even if you think you're the one with only 1 talent, you look around and say, oh, the people that can sing better than me, that can talk better than me, that can organize better than me, I just have a little bit of talent. I better just put mine away, let somebody else do it. That's a big sin. You're going to be in big trouble if you do that. And then this incredible kind of lesson at the end. If we've been given a lot and we work with what we've been given, God will bless us even more. I'll retitle the title of this parable. We won't call it the parable of talents anymore. We'll call it the parable of the strange CEO. The one who trusts these, he must have had so much money that he could trust these 3 persons and just leave. Not have anything to do with it anymore. What kind of CEO is that? I heard a interview on the radio the other day with Ted Turner. And he's the funniest guy I've ever in a book called Call Me Ted. And they were interviewing him, and he never comes down where you think he's going to come down. They said, well, what do you think about all this illegal immigration stuff, and all these illegal workers coming in? And he said, well, they got to go somewhere. I thought it was a great response. These people are going to go somewhere and try to work and try to make something out of their lives. Might as well come here. Just kind of cut through it all. But look at the Greek behind these stories. It's illustrative. When it says that the king, the CEO, empowered, gave to these slaves these talents, the Greek word there is paradidomai. And what that Greek word means is he gave it to them with no strings attached. He didn't come in and say, call in the 3 servants and say, I'm giving you this with this and this and this condition. I'm giving you this because I expect this and this and this. He just gave it to them. It really was a gift. Well, that changes the complexion of the story a little bit too, doesn't it? Somebody gives me $3 million, I might not put it to work at all. I might take that big trip to the Caribbean that I've been thinking about. I might buy a lot of new clothes. I might get a convertible. Who knows? He actually gave it to me. He said, here, I'm going away. Maybe he didn't know whether he was coming back. Maybe this was his big opportunity to help these 3 out.